So in this question, you should state clearly the values of the parameters of any normal distribution you use. Okay, so just make sure you state them. So you state them is really for your own good, and also because if the examiner can't really read what you're trying to say, then you will get penalized. So you don't want to put yourself in that disadvantaged position. So over a 3-month period, Ken makes X minutes of peak rate telephone calls and Y minutes of cheap rate calls. So X minutes of peak rate telephone calls and 1 minute of cheap rate calls. Independent random variable distribution of n 400. And then the standard deviation is 60 and 30, 30 and 60 respectively. So I think yeah, it's already what do you call it? It's already described for you, so you can just use it. So the first one, X is normally distributed of 180 minutes. The D square, Y is normally of 460 square. Okay, so find the probability that over a 3-month period, which is this X here, the number of minutes of cheap calls is actually Y, is more than twice the number of minutes of peak rate calls, twice. Okay, so meaning now there are only 2 calls involved. So the cheap rate call and the peak rate, which is x1. Okay, so when you see this twice, it's not x1 plus x2. X1 plus x2 means that you have 2 calls of the peak rate calls. There are 2 peak rate calls, but this one is you pick 1 peak rate call and then you just twice it. So it's actually 2x1. This is the one, not this one. Okay. So over the week, a lot of you also ask me what's the difference between them. This is 2 independent variables, meaning 2 calls. This is 1 call, take it out times 2. So the question here is saying take out 1 and then times 2. Okay. Over a 3-month period. Okay, so the required probability what we want is actually the number of minute Y is more than twice. Okay, so this is it. So this is P Y minus 2x and 0. Okay, great. So we know that Y minus 2x normally distributed EY minus 2x would be EY minus 2EX variance Y minus 2x. Now variance, remember you need to square the negative 2 in front. So this is it, 2 square variance x. Okay, so just key in calculator here. I'll leave it here. EY 400 minus 2 times 180, that will be 40. And then this is 300 square, 60 square, variance is 30 square. Seven two zero zero. So this is 40, and the variance is 7,200. Just key in calculator shouldn't be an issue. It would be just key in calculator, then you just distribution normal CDF. Then what you put is 0, right? Then mu is 40. Remember the root, is 7200. Just paste it. 0.68132. All right, that's how we do this.